Today we're going to learn about the opposite stretch. This stretch is about range of motion and releasing tension in your muscles. First, let's start with a breathing exercise that will prepare us to move through these various exercises to do with opposite stretch and breathing. One thing they did at Juilliard that was very important was to breathe in a relaxed position with your body hanging over. Now, if you were standing up, you were told to hang over and drop your head in your arms and to take a breath in this position, and then to exhale as you stood up. We're going to do it seated in a seat, in a chair. All right, here we go. Your feet are on the floor. Your upper back is arched a bit forward, but as you lean over, you're going to arch it in the opposite direction and curve the upper part of your back. And you're going to take a breath as you relax and as you move forward. Here we go. Blow some air out. Now you can take more than one breath in the folded over position. When you come up, exhale slowly and let your back arch forward. Let's try it one more time. Here we go. Blow your air out and breathe in. Very good. Now we're going to work on opposite stretch as we're seated in a chair with our feet on the floor and our hands in our lap. This has to do with your knees. One knee is going to come forward while the other knee moves backward in a synchronized motion. It's not a very big motion, maybe an inch or two. You're going to hold the stretch in the opposite position for 3 seconds. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. You'll come back to center, and then you'll hold that for 3 seconds. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. And then you'll move in the opposite stretch. Hold that for 3 seconds. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. And now you've completed one full opposite stretch. Let's try it. I'll turn this way so that you can see how my knee moves forward while this other hip is moving backwards. So my left knee is going to move forward while my right hip moves back in the opposite direction. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Back to center. And now the opposite. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. And back to center. That's a simple stretch that you can do seated. It's good for your lower back and possibly your hip flexors. Now we're going to do opposite stretch on our shoulders. So raise your arms at shoulder height, and we're going to stretch our right arm forward and our left shoulder back. Stretch. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Back to center. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. And stretch the opposite. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. And back to center. Next, we're going to raise our arms to an above the head position. Let's start with our right shoulder and raise it in the air while our left shoulder drops. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Back to center. And the opposite, the left shoulder will reach up and drop the right shoulder. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and back to center. Finally, drop your arms to your sides and let your arms hang loosely. Let's raise our right shoulder first and drop our left shoulder. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and back to center. Left shoulder raised. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and back to center. We finished our opposite stretch for the shoulders. My favorite opposite stretch is done while you're lying on your back or lying on your side. Since I can't lie down, I'm going to try to show it to you in a sort of a halfway position. Imagine that I'm lying on my back. You're going to send the entire right side of your body forward. That means you would drop your right shoulder and move your right leg past your left leg. This means that the left leg is going to be, and the hip is rising along with the shoulder on the left side. Here we go. Stretching the right leg forward. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and back to center. And now the opposite leg, the left leg, forward. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and back to center. When you're doing that on your side or your back, it's a very, very good stretch, and it releases a lot of tension and removes a lot of aches and pains. This is a breathing exercise to encourage the use of your upper back. Sitting in a chair with your hands in your lap, arch your back and bring your shoulders forward. Make sure that your shoulders are very relaxed. Do not tense them. This is not about a stretch or strenuous movement. It is just curling your upper back. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. My upper back is curled. Now exhale a bit of air so you have room for more. And take a breath into your upper back. Now, when you want to exhale, I want you to arch your back forward. Let me show you that from a side view. Breathing in, arch forward. When we do this movement in singing, it's almost invisible. No one really can see it happen, but I'm making an exaggerated motion so you understand. And when you exercise this way, your motion should be exaggerated as well. Let's try it again. Arching your back, relaxing your shoulders, exhaling. Now we're going to try it without much motion. Here we go. Thank you. The next exercise we're going to do is also seated in a chair. Your feet are on the floor, your hands are in your lap. We're going to talk about the thigh muscles. They're very large muscles and they do a lot of work because when you walk they're in motion and also they keep you from falling down. These very large muscles can get very tight, and when they're tight they actually inhibit your deep breathing. So let's see if we can relax the thigh muscles and gain a deeper breath, a deeper belly breath that goes all the way down. Start by just massaging your thighs. We're going to be very gentle and do a circular motion out around your knees and back, out around your knees and across the top. Also now underneath, these muscles are also very large and they can also become tight. Stop here under your knees and I want you to grab some of that muscle. And I want you to pinch. Just squeeze gently. Now take a breath. Pinch and breathe. Pinching this thickness of the muscle should actually allow you to breathe much deeper than you normally would. Let's come back to center. Now we're done. Now we're going to work on our ankles and our knees. Let's stretch our knees out. Put your feet together, but keep a little space between them. Now we're going to move our ankles and our feet as if they were windshield wipers. First to the left, then to the right, then to the left, right, left, right. You can do that as often as it feels good. Now let's make little circles with our toes. To the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, and reverse. Left to right, left to right, left to right. Now if you can reach all the way down to your ankles, let's bring our knees up. Massage this area in the front of your ankle joint. There are very thin and small tendons here that get very tight. Work them out a little bit. It should feel good and it should not hurt. Then let's trace the tendons on the top of the foot, all the ones for each and every toe. There are grooves between these tendons, and you can massage in there and allow your foot to feel as if it's expanding. Stretch your toes upwards, and let's come up and stretch our toes and raise our ankles and place them back down. That's all. Next we're going to do another knee and ankle exercise. Let's put our ankle on the opposite knee and place your hand on the knee that's bent. Press down gently. This will allow you to stretch the inner thigh. You can release and stretch again. Try this 3 times. Release, stretch again. Now, let's shift our ankle so that it's loose on the outer side of our other knee, our left knee. And we're going to take our hand and rotate our ankle gently. It should be able to move fluidly. If not, be very gentle. Now let's just take our fingers and massage the foot back and forth and around the ankle bone. You can make circles. And of course your Achilles tendon. You can massage both sides of that tendon and circle your foot again. Now, let's pay a little attention to the arch of your foot. Your arch gets a real pounding every day. Let's take both of our thumbs and just massage from back to front the arch. Sometimes when you even get a neck knot or a shoulder pain, massaging the arch can actually remove those pains that are in the upper part of our body. It's an amazing connection. There's a definite connection between our feet and everything that happens to our feet and our upper body. You can go ahead and just massage your toes and your foot all over as you feel the need. Very good. And let's do the other side. I'm lifting my left ankle and placing it on my right knee. I'm leaving a little bit of a bend in my ankle so that I can stretch further when I press on my left knee. So let's press and stretch the inner thigh. Let's release that. Let's press again. And release. You should feel a stretch. Press and release. Now let's shift our ankle so that it can hang loosely on the outside of our right knee. We're going to massage the ankle and rotate it gently, gently. Feel looseness in your ankle. You want to release tension. You want it to feel much better. Now massaging around your ankle bone and around your Achilles tendon. That should be flexible. Also in the very front of your ankle, these small tendons, you should start to feel some relaxed breathing coming after you've released the tension in your feet. Let's do the arch, massaging from back to the front of your foot. You can continue to do that as long as it feels good. And our toes individually. You can squeeze your heel and rotate your foot again. I've moved back to my arch. And now I'm done. You can take as much time as you want on each foot. There. Now we're going to talk about the neck. The greatest threat to your singing is tongue tension and neck tension. These tensions generate from the muscles in our neck. These two large muscles in the front of the neck do all of the work, turning our heads and lifting. They're very large and strong. These are strong, but the muscles in the back of the neck, and there are many little strands of muscles that run down the back of the neck, these tend to be very weak. They don't get a lot of exercise. They kind of go along for the ride while the sternomastos do all the work, the heavy lifting. So we're going to give those muscles in the back a little stretch. Let's take our hands, lace your fingers together, put them at the base of your skull so that your head is resting there. And now we're going to drop our head forward. And when it's hanging, we're going to move our hands from side to side. This means that you must relax these thick muscles completely and move your head with your hands only. Do not let your neck try to take over this motion. Dropping the head, move with your hands back and forth. Very good. Now we're going to talk about your mouth, particularly the inside of your mouth. There's a very strong muscle in your mouth. It's called the tongue. The tongue is very strong, and it gets a lot of tension in it. The tension usually coming from the base of the skull in the back of your head. Just think about the postures that you have every day, leaning forward, looking at a computer, driving. This all tends to lean our head forward, and these muscles in the back get very weak. This creates tension in your tongue. To relieve tongue tension, you want to take your hand and just pinch this muscle at the base of your skull and just hold it there. Do not hurt yourself. This is a gentle pinch, and you can count to 10 to 20 whenever that muscle softens and feels like it lets go of the tension. You can do this on either side. I'm using my thumb and my forefingers to give a pinch. Just gently from the middle of the back of my neck and my thumb under my earlobe. I'm going to gently put pressure and pinch that muscle and count to 10. There. Another very simple thing you can do is take your thumb and your forefingers, and you're just going to hold your earlobes. You're going to just hold them. You're not putting any pressure on them at all. You see how I'm holding my ears, and I'm just holding them and just cradling them. You can close your eyes, count to 10. You should feel tension in the back of your neck leaving your body. You can also gently pull in this direction on your earlobes. You can do one side at a time. You will feel a stretch from the center back of your neck out to your ear. And let it go. Do the other side. 1, 2, 3. And that's all. Let's discuss the tongue inside the mouth. The soft palate is the soft arch in the back of your mouth. You can find it by placing your tongue behind your teeth and stroking your tongue back across the roof of your mouth. At some point, this hard bone turns soft. Let's see if we can find it. It's soft. Now take the tip of your tongue and like a windshield wiper, I want you to massage that soft arch. Let's try it. I'll show you with my hand what I'm doing. You can do this as much as you want. It's important to stretch the soft palate because it raises for higher notes or notes to the right. And we want it to be stretched so it has plenty of room to lift. We don't lift the palate ourselves. It will lift by itself. Thank you. Finally, to finish out the routine on our head, we're going to tap gently but firmly the top of our head. If I take my hand and just drop it on the top. Now I'm going across to front and back and to center. This will raise your energy level. Let's try singing a siren while we tap on our heads. Ooh. Let's put into practice some of the things that we learned today. For instance, when you take a breath in before you sing your siren, use your upper back arched forward as you sing to expel the air. Here we go, breathing. And again. And again. That was fun. This is another breathing exercise that helps us locate the upper back. We're going to use a straw. Before we do that, let me explain. This portion right above your abdominal is called the solar plexus, right here. This is a very important area in singing. When we exhale and we arch the upper back forward, the solar plexus is actually extended forward. It's not a very large motion. It's very small, maybe this much. And I had someone explain it to me. It feels like a scoop of ice cream. Right here, scooping this way. Forward, a scoop. See if you can locate that little scoop right in your solar plexus while we do the straw exercise. The straw needs to be gently placed in your mouth, very lightly. Don't clamp your lips down as if you were blowing up a balloon. There's no pressure in the straw. There's no resistance. The air easily moves through it. I want you to be able to move the straw back and forth so that your lips are very loose. I want you to maintain this loose lip posture. I'm going to gently blow in and out while I move the straw. Very good. Now we're going to take a breath in to our upper back like we did before. We're going to combine some motions. So I want your shoulders relaxed. I want you to breathe into your upper back and blow out through the straw. Exhale for as long as it takes you to empty your lungs. Don't be in a hurry. Don't blow it out quickly. It's not a race. This is about feeling which muscles are actually working. Your lips should not be working. They should be very still. your jaw should not be working. It should be very still. Your upper back should be filled with air. And then you begin this slow motion and this ice cream scoop forward to bring the air out until it's completely gone. It will take some time. Let's try it again, slowly and gently. Quiet your mind. I want you to go inside your upper back and your solar plexus and feel what's going on. The only way to learn these very mysterious motions of singing is to feel them. And then we have to be very quiet while we let the muscles work and do their job. And we almost are passive in that exercise. We're just watching to see which muscle steps forward and says, I'll do it. And that's the point of this. Here we go. Breathing in. Now, I definitely felt something in my upper back, between my shoulder blades, and in my solar plexus. Let's try it again. Round your shoulders, relax. Relax the face. Inhale. There, my breath was all gone. Now we're going to focus on the exhale and inhale of the straw. Let's take a breath in. We're going to breathe through the straw, and when all the breath is gone and there's none left, I want you to open your mouth and let something happen. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Taking a breath. Now, air should have rushed into your body because air will fill that vacuum, and that's what an inhale feels like. Let's do it with maybe a little less tension. When we squeeze all the air out and we breathe in, it's almost a desperation sort of feeling. When we're singing, we don't want to feel desperate. So let's try it with a more gentle transition. Here we go. Breathe in. There, that was much better. Now we're going to sing and sing through the straw while we exhale. Sound and phonation happens during the exhale of air. It's almost more important how you conduct the exhale than the inhale. They're both equally important, but exhaling is sort of ignored, and we've got to focus on that. So let's take in a breath again. Pick a pitch. I'm going to sing this pitch. Ah! Here we go. And I inhaled. And actually my inhale was the end of the phrase. Normally we think of the exhale as being the end, but actually it's the inhale at the end. I hope you noticed the sound that I made when I was blowing through the straw. The straw vibrated. Why? Because I wasn't pinching down with my lips. Let's try pinching, and I think the straw is not going to vibrate. Let's try it. The sound is much different. Let's try it with loose lips. Inhaling. Your lips should tickle. If they've clamped down on the straw, they're not going to tickle. They need to be loose and ticklish, and that will make a beautiful sound. When we sing pitches, we also think There are images that go through our mind. We think of the words, Alleluia, or holy. And there's a color that's created by the thoughts that go through our mind when we sing. When you sing a tone, it should be beautiful. And so you want to have a beautiful image in your mind, perhaps a lovely flower or a rose. If you're singing a sad song, perhaps you're reliving a memory of something sad. We all know some of those memories. Maybe we had a pet that we loved, that's gone. When we sing something loud and joyfully, we use more energy and we want to project that. So maybe we would think of a waterfall or something heroic. It's okay to have those thoughts, especially if you're doing a vocalese. You can think of anything you want. Let's think of a beautiful flower when we do this sound. Take a breath in. There. Now let's think of something heroic. Or something sad. Try to use emotion in your singing. It makes it much more interesting. Thank you.